Merry holidays, everyone. At least the ones who can enjoy this season. Every year I think of a specific family who can no longer enjoy Christmas. This season has become a reminder of a tragedy that happened back in 1977. A crime that has gone unpunished for 48 years. The death of one Grandma D Spankenheimer. I know this case isn't unsolvable. I've looked into it. I've narrowed it down into a short list of suspects. No, that's not the problem. I believe everybody who's ever gotten involved in this case has been paid off or silenced. Santa's a very powerful man, after all. He has the largest PR department that any man or country could ever have, plus countless thousands of dollars in royalties and paid promotions during the Christmas season. The man has more money than the US government has debt. But mark my words. Tonight, I am gonna solve this. This crime cannot go unpunished any longer. Tonight, we'll all know who killed Grandma. This is a much deeper question than you might first think. There are years and years of cleansing of this story. Make it seem like Grandma may have gotten away, lived, like the 2000s film Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. Many adaptations have gone with this story, like the aforementioned movie and even the music video. But the truth is, on December 24th, Grandma was murdered. The question is, who did it? Let me run down the basic story for you. On the night of December 24th, 9 p.m., Grandma, after having a couple drinks of eggnog, enough to make her blood alcohol content above the legal limit, heads out her family's front door. Because she forgot to bring her penicillin, she has to make an emergency trip home. The forest is snowing. She hears a noise. Everything goes black. She's found the next morning dead. There's footprints around in the snow and a bloody dent in the back of her head. It was reported by Santa Tracker that Santa just so happened to be in the area, though he was never brought in for questioning. There's definitely no corruption there. Now first, we have to lay out who our suspects are. You may think the Jolly Red Man himself, but despite what I said earlier, I don't buy it. I can't find any motive, much to my disappointment. Let's run off some less likely suspects first. First up is Grandpa. Now, in most adaptations of the story, Grandpa doesn't really have much of a reaction to the death of his wife. This does immediately place a good bit of suspicion on him. Although people do grieve in different ways, but they grieve regardless. Eyewitnesses say he was smiling throughout most of the Christmas season. Even after Grandma's death, there was no notable change in character. Now, that would put him pretty high up on the suspect list. But Grandma wasn't the only one who died that year. Before the new year, not only Grandma died, but Grandpa got run over by a beer truck. The 45th mayor of Baltimore, William Donald Schaefer, got run over by a reindeer, and apparently there was even an attempt on the New Kids on the Block's lives. If you think my English was poor there, good, 'cause I only speak American, unlike you unpatriotic sons of b****s. Well, some think these tragedies are unconnected. The methodituities are identical to Grandma's. William Donald Schaefer was also found with the exact same bloody dent in the back of his head. Resin molds were made of the hoof prints, and they match exactly with Grandma's. There was also that attempt on the New Kids on the Block's lives back in the day. Luckily, there was a bunch of teenage girls in the way. They weren't looking at the time, though, so nobody can identify who it was that attacked. Molds were made of the same bloody dents found in the girls' heads, and they match up perfectly as well. So we know whoever killed Grandma also did these killings too. Another unlikely suspect is this pig. Although the prints don't match exactly, we also have no record of him. I don't know who the f*** this guy is. What the hell am I supposed to do about this? This is a loose thread. Why the hell is he on this album? This is the original record release for the song based off of this murder. Why the hell is there a pig on this? Though I believe the pig is just a case of people overthinking it. Unlike me. This is a normal amount of thinking. Now, in the case of Grandpa's death, it may seem completely unrelated, possibly even suicide. But no. A tuft of reindeer hair was found near the driver's seat of the vehicle that caused the accident. Now, some people say that reindeer can't drive trucks. I think all those people are f***ing idiots. Unfortunately, because of said idiots, the hair was never tested. And even if it was tested, we never get sample tufts from every single one of Santa's reindeer to actually find anything from it. His group is too tight-knit, and they never let an investigation of that scale happen. So with DNA testing out of the picture, all that we have left to go on is this thing.
The Song You Love is now an outrageously funny movie.
Is this a joke to you? People died, for f***'s sake. Also, is it just me, or does the Santa on the back of the box look particularly villainous? Like, he could be a senator with how evil he looks.
Making the mother of all omelets here, Jack.
Ooh, unrated. We're in for a bloody violent treat, aren't we? Okay, here we go. Just gotta... Gotta put it in there. Okay. And never pay attention to this damn thing. Okay, yeah. Trailers, just gotta skip. You gotta skip through these. Never seen a Mary Kate and Ashley movie. Don't really plan to. Oh. Pokemon 2000. I have this movie. Haven't seen it in a while. I should watch that.
He's green, fuzzy, and cuddly as a cactus. The Grinch.
What the hell did they do to the Grinch? They made this some like dumb 90s hip-hop thing? This doesn't make me want to get down. This makes me want to get 6 feet down under.
Now available on video cassette and DVD.
Mr. Grinch, baby. F*** that. Ugh. Sickening. There we go.
It's the Christmas season, a time for telling colorful holiday stories.
Yeah. I guess colorful's a word for it.
Grandma got run over by a reindeer.
I already didn't like the original song for its disrespect to the loss of life, but damn it, this is 1,000 times worse. I'm telling you, they went down to some local office supplies store, grabbed the nearest intern, shoved him in a closet, and forced him to sing this song.
Grandma got run over by a reindeer.
We flashed back to the Spankenheimers running their store, and apart from Grandma not knowing how tree reproduction works, we also find out about a character named Cousin Mel, who is very, we'll talk about her later. Grandma lets Martha here leave the store without paying for the goods. You know how Martha calls her Grandma?
Thanks, Grandma. Everyone have a Merry Christmas!
Even though she's unrelated to her. This confirms that her legal name is Grandma Doriel Spankenheimer. Not only is this movie disrespectful to the families of the victims of the various murders that occurred throughout 1977 and beyond, it's also a piece of trash! We're 3 minutes in and I'm struggling not to light the VCR on fire right now! I'm telling you, this movie will be the death of me. To be frank, the animation is, how you say, Vieta! Maldito pedazo de mierda!
We are rich. Life's about being nice to people. Money? I'd say we make enough.
We're having every single trope thrown at us. They're ripping off a Charlie Brown Christmas. Well, not technically ripping it off, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna do the same Charlie Brown Christmas, you know, oh, this is the true meaning of Christmas. No, this is. Alcoholism! They're gonna do the whole true meaning of Christmas isn't materialism thing, but, Charlie Brown Christmas did it already, and this just isn't gonna have the same heart, so there's no point.
Tell her, Mom! Santa Claus is real!
Well, there's no easy answer. Historically, there was a Saint Nick who, with a loving heart, filled children's shoes with gifts of all sorts. So Santa today represents the true meaning of Christmas, giving to others.
I feel like this movie's gonna get me killed. Also, they did Grandpa incredibly dirty. They gave him dementia.
We had to chop our trees down by hand. Never forget the time I had to use a beaver for a chainsaw.
Last time you told it was a woodpecker.
He then ruins Christmas by popping the rubber tree. And we cut to the exterior of the Spankenheimer shop, and they have some guy walking down the street. Only they didn't feel bothered to make a design for the guy walking down the street. So there's just a void walking here. I feel like it's a bad omen to have the concept of nothing pass you by dressed in business casual.
The day I met the most powerful man in Cityville.
Very creative name for a town right there.
Mr. Austin Troll Bucks.
They're, very on the nose with him here. For some reason, Austin Bucks felt the need to dress up in order to talk to Grandma. Doesn't matter what he dresses up as, you just gotta dress up as something. I, don't get the logic there. And of course, he's trying to buy Grandma's store. I don't think you could come up with a more generic plot if you tried. And of course, Cousin Mal is very angry that Grandma decided not to sell. Honestly, have you ever seen one of these stories where the person's like, yes, please, mega corporation, take my home and my livelihood. Please take the shirt off my back, I beg of you! Apparently, they felt the need to make this a full-blown musical, and Grandma's fruitcakes have plutonium inside them. Here's where we get to the elephant in the room. Cousin Mel tries to poison Grandma. This is the final straw for accuracy. Grandma is dead. She was done in by a reindeer. Those are the facts. There's no magic fairy arsenic that happens to attract reindeers. I'm also unable to find any record of a Austin Troll Bucks anywhere. And the Spankenheimers didn't even run a general store. They ran a plumbing business. Get your facts straight! And frankly, I don't even think Cousin Mel exists. Honestly, my running theory is this movie was made as a puff piece to cover the Holly Jolly Man's ass. And never mind that Mel is mentioned in the original song. I'm right, you're wrong, and if you don't like it, you can take whatever device you're watching it and shove it up your Now we're finally at the part where Grandma gets run over. Seeing as this is an unrated film, this should be something spectacular. They'll set your expectations low. They couldn't even draw her feet. Not saying that in a creepy way. I mean, they couldn't decide if they wanted her to be barefoot or wearing socks. So they just made these fleshy wedges on the end of sticks. And they follow the song to a T in a rather annoying way. A line of the song plays, and then they basically just repeat it verbatim.
Too much eggnog.
But the delivery is so poor
Please, don't go.
that the joke just doesn't work. it just becomes annoying. This close to burning my house down. Apparently they decorated their house on Christmas Eve. I don't think anybody does that, and if you do that, you're a psychopath. Get the f*** out of my face. Santa then shows up and Jimmy sees his grandma get run over by a reindeer. It's unrated, this should be good.
Grandma, watch out!
You can say there's no such thing as Santa, but as for me and Grandpa, we believe.
They didn't even get that right! Where's the blood? Where's the entrails? Where's the tit in the back of the head? Jack, Jimmy, or whatever the kid's name is, I don't care at this point, is getting gaslit by his family into believing that what he saw, he didn't see. And frankly, I don't see why anybody would hesitate to believe him.
Santa Claus was flying low like this, and Grandma was walking like this, and then Rudolph was here, and...
I'm just waiting for an excuse to put this kid in a paper shredder. The next morning, we get something vaguely accurate. Police corruption! Yippee! Jared says his grandma got run over by a reindeer, and the police say there's no such thing as Santa. He never said anything about Santa. It's almost like the police were given some kind of cover story. Maybe briefed by the Jelly Belly Man himself.
How do we know it's Grandma?
Doofus knows!
Oh my god, they named their dog Doofus. I can't believe they named their dog after me!
Officer Lyon, check this out.
I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure the female officer's name is Lying. Pretty fitting, honestly. The police refer to a code 1224, a hit and run by a sleigh pulled by reindeer. I wonder why they have that. Flash forward a year and they still have Grandma's presents. They still have them out. They didn't return them. They didn't put them in storage. Why would anybody keep the presents, put them in storage, and take them out as a decoration? That doesn't make sense. They left those presents there for a full year. I think the writers of this puff piece had some brain damage, perhaps from some spike eggnog polluted by some particularly potent PCP. Cousin Mel gets Grandpa to sign some papers that gives her power of attorney over him, all of his affairs, his entire estate, under the false pretenses of renovating the store. Now, I'm pretty sure that isn't legally binding, seeing as he signed it under false pretenses. But I'm a YouTuber getting my legal advice from another YouTuber. Maybe don't take this to court. Grandpa, instead of signing, says he'd rather sing. And he sings about Grandma getting it on with Elvis. Be kind to him. He isn't all there.
Okay, I'll sign.
Cousin Mel then announces her plan to everybody in her family. And she goes off to sell the store, Jimbo following close behind, skating after her. Cousin Mel seals the deal pretty quick, but Bucks decides to give Johnny Guitar over there a chance. Before the ink dries in a week, if he finds his grandma, the deal's off. Jerry then realizes he could have just sent an email to Santa. Must have slipped his mind. I'm pretty sure a dead grandma is enough justification for sending an email. Grandma was at the North Pole. She had amnesia. Elf decides to go see Kid. Doofus, Mal's elf, dead elf equals happy Doofus. Jared Leto over here and Quincy the elf, who Doofus let live. Doofus is not happy about that. End up touching fingertips and there's like an electric shock or something. I've seen this movie in its entirety and it's never explained. The kid then runs off with the elf to the North Pole. Right after telling his grandfather, of course. No objections from him. He clearly hates Johnny Yes Papa over here just as much as I do. There are so many inaccuracies in this film. I mean, like, that kid should have died going to the North Pole. I mean, yeah, he's ugly, but no, I mean, like, physically, his eyes should have turned into ice cubes and fallen out of his sockets. His skin should have turned blue. He was nowhere near bundled up enough for that. There's a reason why it's mostly elves that live up there.
No, nothing. Wait. No. Thought I
Yeah, I know the feeling.
Right. Awesome.
I don't know why, but I have the sudden urge to maim and kill. Cousin Mel's lawyer then gets rid of Santa's reindeer plus Quincy, thank God, and proceeds to kidnap Grandma. Why Jelly Belly and Joy over there didn't bring Grandma with them to cancel the deal that requires Grandma to be present to cancel, I don't know. Can we please get back to the murder? Santa shows up. Bucks doesn't believe it's the real Santa. Santa then says, like, the toy Bucks wanted, like, when he was 10 or something. And then Buck's like, oh yeah, you're the real Santa. He literally goes from, ha, funny, mall Santa. Oh, you're the real Santa. No facial expression change. Completely lifeless. Soulless. Bucks goes through the stages of grief so fast. He has set a world record that nobody will ever beat. We get a flashback of Santa. Finally, something we can use. The reindeer that was calling the shots that night was on the right. Take note of that. It will be on the written exam. Cousin Melvin has Santa arrested. And, Mrs. Claus finds out and dies of a heart attack. Cousin Melwood and her lawyer Slime, yes, that's actually her name, sing a song. Grandpa's gonna sue the pants off of Santa. They slip in a line saying the law is on his side, referring to Grandpa. This whole movie is a puff piece to make Santa look like the victim. And frankly, I don't think I can stomach it much. Ew. I need to wash my hat now. The song ends like a CD skipping. I'm watching this on a VHS and I'm pretty sure that can't happen on here. But it's still got me wondering if something's bugged out.
Santa's going for a ride. Santa's going for a ride. Santa's going for a ride. Santa's going for a ride.
I'm at the courthouse where the sensational Santa Claus trial is reaching its climax. It's already December, and after weeks of testimony by several witnesses,
What can I do, Grandpa?
Find Grandma. Again.
This family is so slow. Santa was arrested and they didn't think to do anything. They didn't even try to find Grandma until, like, the day that the trial was supposed to end. Jack Sparrow then finds his grandma after, like, 10 minutes of looking. And Grandma's done, like, literally nothing. She has amnesia and apparently she also, like, got a lobotomy or something. She's just standing there washing the dishes while Cousin Mel laughs in her face. It's kinda sad, honestly. That damn elf shows up again and says there's bears around her car, around Cousin Mel's car, and that she should check it out. She then goes and checks it out. No hesitation. None whatsoever. That's certainly not a problem. Apparently, here's Johnny over there sent an email to the elf at some point. But with the way the story is laid out, when the hell was he supposed to send that? Please, I'm trying to figure this out, honestly. If he sent it earlier, that doesn't make any sense because he didn't know where his grandma was or if he was going to find her. But it couldn't be after he found Grandma. That doesn't make any sense with the way it's cut. There's no period of time between Mel gloating and the elf showing up. There's no point in time for the kid to go all the way back to his home to email the elf, let alone the elf fly around the f***ing world. There's a reason I want to kill that thing so much. Dark magic, I tell ya! Grandma, after seeing her old second home, the general store, faces of her family and loved ones, doesn't remember a f***ing thing. She then bakes a fruitcake, eats a bite, and then remembers everything. That woman is a self-centered bitch. But yeah, now she remembers everything after having her own fruitcake. Don't question anything in this movie, okay? It'll make it go faster. They're really sucking up to the big man in red and white for this movie. At the trial, the jury eats Grandma's fruitcake, and then they have the fruitcake that was found at the crime scene. The evidence. They have the jury eat the evidence, and Santa's free to go. There was some dumb subplot about reindeer in that. I think it was Cousin Mel's attempt to poison Grandma. Once again, I don't even think Cousin Mel exists. All we got from this movie was the most vague piece of info that the reindeer was on the right. Such a waste of time. It was literally just a puff piece to make Santa look good. JJ the jet plane saves Christmas, yay, wahoo, yippee, thank God that's over. Except Grandma's got to get run over one more time, but they just get up and laugh it off. Hey, ha, the end. Finally, we can get back to the damn murder mystery. So what about Santa? Why do I believe he's not responsible for Grandma's death? Although I do believe Santa may have been involved in a cover-up / involved in the following deaths / attempts, I do not believe he was the one who initiated the murder himself. No, you see, as we all know from the classic Rudolph Shiny New Year's prequel, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, all reindeer basically have human-like intelligence. They would then be held responsible for their own actions, and that means whoever was in front of the sleigh, guiding the herd, decided that night to find out what it's like to take a human life. Now we get to the meat of it. Who among Santa's inner circle is a murderer? Here is our suspect list. Donner, the abusive dad. Blitzen, the Nazi. Rudolph, thrill seeker. In order to figure out who's responsible, we must figure out who would have the strongest motive. Blitzen's number one on my list. Why? He's a former member of the Nazi Party. He's famous for the movie Invented, the Blitzkrieg. And of course, when it comes to Nazis, they're not exactly fond of basically anybody, so honestly, it'd be hard to figure out reason why he wouldn't decide to kill her. He may have even been having a war flashback and thought he was doing the Blitzkrieg for the first time, knocking off the old bat in the process. Then we have Rudolph, verbally and sometimes physically abused by his father, picked on by his peers. There are many reasons for this red-nosed twerp to snap. The only times he's ever validated is if the man in red thinks he needs him for a sleigh ride to guide them through the snow. Imagine what kind of toll that would take on somebody. I feel like this would sum up his motive pretty well. He feels inferior because of his father and his relationship with his peers. He only ever gets out once every couple years. Only when there's a particularly bad Christmas. So, he gets a chance. He thrill seeks. The ultimate rush. Taking a human life. There's also a notable amount of snow in the music video, but as we saw in that movie, adaptations are not always the most accurate of things. And then we have Donner, Santa's perfect little boy. The Don can do no wrong. But of course, as everybody does, he has a darker side. He has a problem with the bottle, leading him to lash out verbally and sometimes even physically abuse those around him. And that's where I've been for the past couple weeks. I'm stumped, honestly. They all seem to have something, but they all seem to be missing something at the same time. It just doesn't add up. I mean, if there was an affair or something... Wait. Oh my God! How did I not see this?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What do we have here? A nosy little brat sticking his nose where it doesn't belong.
Is it true? You and Spankenheimer?
What do you think we were doing on those long trips to Zimbabwe, huh? Having tea parties?
She wanted to break it off, didn't she? But you wouldn't let her go. You never would. So she decided to go public. You had to silence her.
That's when I sent in Hitler.
Excuse me?
It's always Hitler. Didn't you figure that part out?
I wasn't quite sure.
Oh, yeah. You thought he killed himself in the bunker. No, I had Blitzen handle that operation for me, so I don't know the exact details. But as for Grandma, hoofprint molds taken off of Rudolph, and of course, Donner loves his beer, so we couldn't leave him out of that one.
You're sick.
And what are you gonna do about it? Make a stupid YouTube video expose me to the world? Ha! Yeah, right.
Wait, before you kill me. Please. Tell me what the 45th mayor of Baltimore and the new kids on the block had to do with any of this.
I went to college with the mayor. We were very close. He knew about the affair. Enough said there. Grandpa was one of the few that believed it was me, so... And... the new kids... well, I just didn't like their music.
Well, there's one thing you forgot.
Oh yeah. What's that?
Murder's naughty. Eat garlic!
Ow! Ah! You doofus! You know garlic is for vampires, right? Oh, he's gone. You flew a little too close to the sun, kid. Say hello to Grandma for me. Oh. Better luck next time. Oh wait, there won't be a next time, will there? Ho.
But she forgot her medication and staggered out the door into the snow. When he found her breathless morning at the scene of the attack, she had footprints on her forehead and in her big clothes marks on his back.
I'm gonna die. On camera.